I think you're doing a great job summing up as we're near our hour here, Jay. But is there any last salient point that you want to bring out from your document?
Well, the last point is the recommendation. If distributors, are listening, what do you take from this? Okay, I get it. There's all these things going on. We've survived before. We've faced headwinds all our lives. We find our way through. And no one's calling for the end of distribution. So the fact is what kind of company are you going to be at the end of the decade? And here's the answer. You need to become a platform for distribution. Much like Salesforce is a platform for sales technology, HubSpot is a platform for marketing technology, this ecosystem orchestration at scale, this ability to connect dots from hardware and software and services, the ability to solve customers' problems and be involved in every one of those moments across this journey is where distributors need to be. It's distributing atoms and bits in the most successful way possible. You've got distribution of bits today, companies like Pax8 and SureWeb. They're taking a chunk out of distribution because they don't have any legacy debt. They don't distribute anything physical. So they can actually come at it with a new clean sheet on distribution. You've got master agents from the telco world becoming technology services distributors, taking a chunk out of that in IT. So there's a lot of disruption happening, but those who become the platform of distribution in your particular audience are going to be winners and maybe valued not at 10 cents to the dollar, but start to look at some of those other side valuations that other platforms. Go look at the valuation of HubSpot or a Salesforce on the stock market today. That's a platform level valuation. The second and final thing I'll say is distributors starting today have to come out of hiding. It's getting very long now in the tooth, 40 years of hiding behind partners. They're scared of showing up in front of the customers that the partners are going to get mad. It's actually the opposite. In an ecosystem, in this new partner journey, these 28 moments, customers are so smart that they want to buy value. And they're okay spreading that across today, 7 different companies, plus 5 different partners wrapped around it. Distribution can step out and show the value they provide. And it's dozens of value areas that they should be talking to customers with their partners. Because in the end, the distributor is not going to show up on site and do the integration and implementation, the security. They're not going to do that. They might back end a little bit of it. But partners would be benefit if these big fortune-sized companies would start spending money to rise up this idea of partnerships and how they add value. And if they can come out of hiding, become a brand that my kids would be able to recognize, and all boats rise. And they need to start, being less scared about, threatening one of their partners that they're going to take the business direct, because they're not. They're just a really important set of building blocks in the broader solution. And they have many, many more resources than, smaller partners do to come in and compete for all of these moments.
So in reality, what the end customer needs is a complete solution. And that they don't really want to be at the minimum viable solution area. They want a real, robust, complete solution. And the only way to deliver that complete solution is by a group of suppliers working together. And that's an opportunity for the distribution cycle. That's a new opportunity if they will, in fact, step up and leverage it.
So if they can orchestrate those 5 partners on average, if they can orchestrate the 7 layers of the solution, and they can deliver that through a digital platform, which many of them invested in these digital tools, to the customer, it's like, I'm not going to start my journey with AWS. Even though I'm going to buy AWS, I'm going to buy AWS through a distributor who also has the 6 layers above it, who also has the 5 partners. The distributor is the platform here that makes more sense of spending enterprise credits with than AWS. That's the model. And that's not going to be for every customer. But again, we're talking about $7 trillion by the end of the decade. So there's a lot of money to go around here. And so the idea is you are not going to be successful being that orchestrator, to be that platform, if you never show up in those 28 early moments, and if the customer walks in without any idea of the value that distribution has, when they actually go to spend money and click on the boxes on the marketplace of what they're buying, they're not going to click on the distribution box because they don't get it. So that's the end goal here, is come out of hiding, become that platform, and go compete against these big supermarketplaces. Become one of these top 20 supermarketplaces that actually does a better job of solving the customer's issue and driving better customer experience over time than going to buy from a single vendor marketplace.
I think we've had a wonderful conversation, Jay. I really appreciate your time. Is there anything, I mean, everyone knows you already, but is there anything you'd like to share about how to get in touch with you to further leverage the Forrester research?
Absolutely. I mean, you can find me anywhere. If you want to send me a Facebook message or a LinkedIn message or a direct tweet, my email is jmcbain@forrester.com. Happy to point you to kind of these numbers that I'm talking about and some of the research that we've talked about. I do write a professional blog on Forrester. I write a personal blog, kind of musing about the industry and stuff like that. But when I talk about 143 social groups, I've got them all listed, the owners of the groups and how it all works and things like that. So anything of interest, happy to point you to what the link is, or if I can add 2 cents in your particular, part of the world and in your 35 million different permutations.
Sounds great. And, in my case, it sounds like lots of people have challenging decisions that they're wrestling with and how to take their organization. And, I'm happy to help with that as well. So thank you, and really appreciate your time. Have a great day.
Take care.